what was the reason why you opted for investors for My Mama?
So, firstly, I needed the financial input. So, of course, I needed financial input, but I also needed as well mentors who have many years of experience in various industries, managing different businesses, years of experience that I didn't have. I came into the entrepreneurship world at the age of 30, 37, 38, actually, 38. So, that as such, I had this disadvantage that I didn't have the experience, which didn't stop me, clearly.
Yeah.
I think one of the best things that you can do is keep learning in life and understand that you know close to nothing.
Yeah.
That is how I feel every day, but it's not something that I think is a negative. I think it's the beauty of learning and wanting to grow and discovering new things and doing research and learning a new skill. So bringing on investors was I think key to My Mama growing up until this point and hopefully further. It's not just about the finances. It wasn't just about the money. It was about tapping into what mistakes they made that we can avoid with this particular business. So I think it was very beneficial to My Mama. It's been quite a ride these past now we're close to turning 3 years old. It was quite a ride, and there's so many projects coming up. It was for me personally, it was a really good decision. I didn't overthink it because if I did go down that road, I would probably have realized it was madness. But I guess going on Shark Tank, I just had 2 objectives mainly. So getting the funding, of course, and not making a complete fool of myself. Not because of me, but because also I have to keep in mind my family, my daughters, my teen daughters, who would not have, I always have to keep in mind as well what effects my decisions have on them. And that's a huge responsibility of being a parent. You have to make sure that whatever decisions you make are going to be beneficial for them. They're not going to impact them negatively.
Many things at stake, but I think that can be a very huge driving force. I hear it's very often that when there's a child in a family, there's a newborn, the mindset completely changes for the parents. So, and I think that's a very huge driving force, especially for entrepreneurs, I would say, because there are so many uncertainties in the entrepreneurial world that you either have to swim or else you will drown. So,
and it's not just about living more comfortably or whatever. I guess it's about showing your kids that you can take calculated risks. You can change your career completely. You can have the courage to give certain ideas a go. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to learn from them. You're allowed to bounce back from certain situations. And I guess that's the only thing that I really hope that I can pass on through this whole experience with entrepreneurship.
You'd be leading by example in that sense. So, But it's very powerful because I think, well, I think it's there. First of all, entrepreneurship is not for everyone, and it shouldn't be for everyone either.
Of course.
So there needs to be a balance. But I think that the thinking process is for everyone, because the thinking process, you have an idea, you try it out. Because if you have an idea and you try it out, it can be a small household project. But if you have an idea and you try it out, it means that you think that you're capable enough of, and you value yourself enough, and you value your ideas enough that you're willing to try them out. So I think that that thought process is beneficial for everyone. Following through with the route of being your own boss, sort of, and stopping from your full-time job and completely focusing on your business might not be for everyone, because it's a journey that does require other sacrifices. But from a young age, we are taught to do things systematically, in an order. Go to school, go
And
to your
safely as well.
Yes. And I think, yes, that's I think it's a very good keyword, safely. Sometimes you have to take risks. And taking risks is not calculated risks, as you said.
It is calculated
so
risks, but it's what keeps the excitement in getting out of bed every morning. There's, I have this meeting today, it might go north or south.
Yes.
But it's, it's not completely planned. You don't have it all mapped out. As you said, it's not for everyone. I'm sure that there are characters who would not thrive in this sort of scenario. But in my case,
it affects everyone.
I actively seek out getting out of my comfort zone. And that is where I thrive, in fact, when I'm out of my comfort zone.
For some people, even if let's say you're an employee, and some people get stuck in a rut. They might spend an X amount of years in the same employment. There's nothing wrong with that, because that's loyalty, there's retention, there's engagement. And personally, at the place I work on in full time, we have a lot of people who've been with the company for many, many, many years, and that's beneficial for both sides, because it gives a sense of security and engagement, retention, and so on and so forth. However, if you find yourself that you're not liking the job and you're just there because it's safe, that is not a healthy way of thinking, I would say.
And it's not just liking the job. You might love your job, but you're not growing.
You're not feeling fulfilled.
You're not growing. There's no room for growth.
And you have to accept
just because of the nature of the job.
Yes. There might be nothing wrong with you or with the job. It's just how things end up. You might not, but you have to accept that, and you have to accept that. Okay, say, listen, this is where I'm at the moment. I would like to go further, and the only thing that is stopping me is changing employment. That might be the leap of faith that you need to do at that point in time. It's not necessarily starting your own business, but that might be enough to challenge your status quo, sort of, and to think outside the box. Sometimes changing your environment, it can hold many benefits, more than one may think. So it doesn't, no need to necessarily be an entrepreneur to take risks.